Have you ever really wondered why phones could be such a lifesaver to all of us, including me and you? Obviously, phones are really a lifesaver to me. What can you do with the phones? Use WhatsApp to chat with your family and friends. Use Zoom because of the lockdown to video call with your families and friends once again. And to your schools. I don't understand. Technology is so big that even me as a person could not understand, and there's so much to learn, and one of them could be smartphones. Smartphones have innovated so quickly, all the way from keypad phones, what we have seen in the 19th, now is the 21st century, having the best smartphones out there. If we talk about best, but what about the worst? Hey guys, take me here, and there are the 5 worst phones which have been rated as for 2020. Number 1 goes to the one and only Blackberry. Blackberry was once known to be the best phone, the best evolution of what we call the evolution of touchscreen phones. Probably BlackBerry was one of the few touchscreen phones. Okay, Samsung and iPhone was there, but think about BlackBerry. BlackBerry was once known to be popular. So when I was in like year 5 or year 4, of course I did not have a phone, but I see my friends having a BlackBerry Bold or BlackBerry Curve. They just like swipe around. Okay, this is just like random calculator. So they just swipe around, thinking that, oh my God, I'm such a king. I'm such a legend right now. But whether they think it or not, BlackBerry's stock market it rise rapidly. It was like fire. It was booming. It was booming such that they had a lot of money. They had a lot of sales, such that they also had the gut to sell a BlackBerry smartphone. Now that was the last time BlackBerry ever sold a phone. Now, selling the touchscreen phone was really strange because BlackBerry has never sold a touchscreen phone. Okay, BlackBerry Bold and BlackBerry Curve, I think were touchscreen because I wasn't a BlackBerry user. But as far as I know, many people are touching on the screen and touching on the keypad. And BlackBerry Bold, you see the. I don't have a keypad phone right now. I really don't know how to explain. Okay, so if you think if this is BlackBerry, what they do is this: they just move, and you see the cursor. You'll see the cursors there. The cursors will point out such that you can select it without really touching the screen. And BlackBerry was really booming. It was fire, rapid fire. Just when you have that phone, I'm like, yes, I have that phone. I'm gonna achieve something in life. I'm gonna get a lot of friends. Whether or not, it all started back in 2016 beginning of 2016, where everything started to slow down a bit. BlackBerry has sold the last ever phone, which was a smartphone phone. I believe BlackBerry Z10, I think, the smartphone phone. I mean, even I forgot because no one cares about BlackBerry. Ever since Samsung, the one I'm using right now, and iPhone has surpassed the world's innovation of smartphones, BlackBerry has went down, and I guess that's the last time we're gonna ever see BlackBerry. So sad life to BlackBerry. 2 goes to Microsoft with partners with Nokia. Now, ever since we thought that Microsoft Lumia, now Nokia Lumia has really made so many great phones like Nokia X2, what we used to have previously, not me, but my brother had previously, Nokia X2. It was a great phone, and we really enjoyed using that phone. Then came Microsoft Lumia 535, where that was the first time Microsoft never really partnered with Nokia. Microsoft really ditched Nokia, which was kind of sad because Microsoft and Nokia were like great friends over the past few years, and Microsoft ditching Nokia was like, yeah, if we think about Microsoft ditching Nokia, Microsoft also made their own phone, which is the Microsoft Lumia 535, which has 8 megapixel back camera and I believe 3 to 5 megapixel of front camera, or I think it's the opposite way around. They have a very good frames per second, like 1080p at 30 frames per second. The RAM is 1 gigabyte RAM, but really the customers didn't focus on that. The customers focused on the color. They were like orange, they were like white, green, blue, pink. Like, I mean, there are so many colors that it was hard for the customers to pick which phone should I choose. At some point, Microsoft was booming so high, they also got a Microsoft Lumia 535 just the next year. next year itself, they manufactured Microsoft Lumia 640 and 640 XL. They were also a pretty good phone. They were like quite small. I'm talking about the 641, which is quite small compared to 535, according to the images. And when I was young, that was my dream phone. Until now, it's still my dream phone. Even though they have backlashed, it's still my dream phone until now. Now, ever since they made that Microsoft Lumia 950, that was the time Microsoft had to say goodbye to selling phones, and now they started selling laptops, they started selling tablets. They mostly focus on laptops and PC especially. So ever since Microsoft Lumia 950 was manufactured by the Microsoft users, they have to say the last goodbye since Microsoft was like legit bankrupt. They were legit bankrupt. Now, what do I exactly mean by bankrupt is that the stock market was like booming at some point somewhere around 2017, went down, like straight down, which caused Microsoft not to manufacture phones anymore since the sale was like getting slower and slower and slower. Now, one mistake I would like to point out to Microsoft itself is that they have been manufacturing phones after phones after phones after phones, which is Microsoft Lumia 535, then came up to Microsoft Lumia 640, then Microsoft Lumia 640 XL, then 720, 850. Like, whoa, 5 phones. Now, if you really think about manufacturing, Samsung and iPhone is a complete different case because they're like leading. They're still leading, whether or not, even if one brand comes, okay, they might compare. At some point, the brands are dead because Samsung and iPhone has been versing for decades. Now, it is not an easy case for Microsoft or any other phone to stay in competition for a very long time, apart from Samsung and iPhone. And Microsoft has done a very good job for manufacturing so many phones, and they have to say their last goodbye by manufacturing Microsoft Lumia 950. Few people has it, I'm sure, and I believe I can also buy a phone which is branded by Microsoft, since Microsoft is my dream phone. Whether I have Samsung or iPhone, I wouldn't really bother about buying them because Microsoft is like my dream phone. And for now, we have to give our last wishes and last goodbyes to Microsoft. Why is it so hard touching? I really don't understand. Microsoft is not Microsoft. They're not dead yet. Why are we giving our last wishes to Microsoft? Number 3 goes to Sony. Now, Sony was once known to be the best phone when it comes to camera resolution, which is way better than Samsung and iPhone. Let's not just disagree with that. Sony had one of the greatest cameras, one of the greatest specification GPU and CPU, which was completely delusional, completely out of this world. The gigabyte RAM, my God, their speed was like absolutely amazing. They had Sony Xperia Z2, Sony Xperia. How many Sony Xperias were there? Their brand was like booming. Their brand was like on fire, such that no one could ever compete with Sony. Sony was known to be the best brand, such that big people started using Sony. Sony was not, all of us thought that Sony was mostly on television. Sony was mostly focused on PlayStation. If you didn't know, PlayStation was under Sony. Now, Sony was like so strong, such that they even able to surpass or outpass the big brands, which is like Samsung or iPhone, where at some point they came to a downfall around like 2018 or 2017. Everything changed. I don't understand why does everything change in 2017? 2017 was like the year Sony had to say that it should be our last phones, because Sony wasn't selling much phones. Sony's brand was like improving really well, but the stock market wasn't increasing due to phones. It is because of other things like MP3 players or television, which it could also be PlayStation. Now, Sony should really thank PlayStation, because PlayStation was the one which backed up Sony to be the biggest brands in the world amongst Samsung and iPhone, because Samsung and iPhone is mostly on phones, but Sony just Sony used to outclass like everyone, no matter what happens. Whether or not people even thought that Sony could be the best option for cameras, because Sony's camera megapixel was like 40 megapixel, 43 megapixel. Where did those megapixels come from? Whoa. And then back, and then on 2017 or 20 mid of 2017 or 2016, I believe, they had to stop selling phones because Sony weren't really selling on phones, I think, because Sony was once known to be a very good phone because their specifications are really good. Even though specifications are still good, I don't understand why do people stop buying Sony. And I completely understand one of the reasons could be Samsung and iPhone. They're backlashing each other. Samsung making one product, iPhone another, Samsung another, iPhone another, Samsung another, which literally stops all the other brands to manufacture at most one phone. Now, manufacturing one phone, one best phone I could say in the world, is something can't say impossible, because we all of us know Samsung and iPhone are like the best brands. All of us know, not only me, not only you, everyone, even your probably your grandparents know about it. But as for now, I would say that Samsung and iPhone are like doing really well, but on the other hand, they're not actually allowing the users, allowing the other brands to actually sell their products, which that's the reason why stock markets of other brands can go down because of them. Whatever we thought of buying Samsung or iPhone, it's just that we have to really focus on other brands. There's Xiaomi coming up, there's Redmi coming up, but then people really focus on Samsung and iPhone. And now that's the reason why Sony was one of the that was one of the biggest reasons why Sony had to downgrade. Sony was a really great phone, and I believe my friends had Sony phones, and they really appreciated having Sony as their like childhood phone. And I'm sorry, they had to chuck their phones away. So Sony was one of the great phones, and I would even say Sony was one of the best budget phones, since you have great specification, great camera, great GPU, great what do I say, RAM, ROM. Their storages were absolutely amazing. It's just that the stock price went down because of phones. But Sony should also thank PlayStation and the others, because their stocks are going up. If not on phones, Sony is very good in selling televisions and PlayStations, which could be one of the reasons Sony could also be a leading brand in the world. Number four goes to one of the best brands, and I should say out loud, which is life's good. But life cannot always be good. Okay, number four, I'm just joking around. Number four could be LG. I still remember my family had that phone, LG phone. We had to sell our Samsung Galaxy J2, and then with that we bought LG for a bargain, of course. But LG was a really great phone, and I believe they were the first person where LG, when you draw the patterns out there, you can like draw the patterns without really other people noticing it. Even though you know the patterns, the people will say that what are you even doing? Now, obviously, what did I just do? LG has been one of the best phones. All of us can agree. Let's just agree that LG was one of the really good phones all of us can afford, and it was a budget phone. And I'm sorry that I didn't mention that LG is one of the best budget phones, but they were unique. Usually, when you switch on the phone, it will be on the bezels, but now when you switch on the LG phone, even if you can also still buy an LG phone, but it's not that convenient right now. Okay, let's get back to the topic. LG, when you switch on the phone, let's say this is my LG phone, you can tap on the back, which makes it really unique. And there are a few things which makes LG one of the, I should say, the prettiest phone. That sounds a bit, but I could say there are a few reasons how LG could be one of the prettiest phones. Now, LG, they had unique colors. They had like white color, black color, but moreover, they had a gold color. Now, I don't mean the gold like 24 karat gold, but then their gold was obviously it's not original gold. But at the same time, when you actually look at the phone, it's stunning. It looks like yes, you actually like live in a luxury. But what can you say? From 2016 onwards, LG stopped selling phones. Not really stopped selling phones. They still do sell phones, but think about it. Not even 5 people would ever buy LG in just one day, because LG phones are actually good. It is just that people are so outcasted with Samsung and iPhone. As I've said earlier, LG could not surpass when it comes to phones. But when it comes to TVs, they're really good. LG has a very good television. But talking of phones, LG could not surpass those brands, such that TCL could also surpass LG. Went on a downgrade so fast because having an LG phone was something amazing. The headsets were surreal. The sound box, my god, the stereo, oh my god, it's something which you'd actually love listening to. Something you could love listening to. Talking of that, they also have like their soundbox is better than my J5 Pro, which I have currently here. As I said earlier, my J5 Pro, you barely can't hear anything, even if it's on full volume. But here, even half the volume, you can actually hear everything, and it's like very good. And the resolution there, my god, the RAM is absolutely amazing. It's like 2 to 3 gigabytes of RAM. The storage is 32 gigabytes is there, 16 gigabytes is there, 64 gigabytes is there. The support is strong, such that LG was booming when it comes to phones. But ever since on 2015 to end of 2015, everything changed, where LG went on a downfall. It was like an avalanche, just like Blackberry went through. Blackberry's one was worse compared to LG, and we all have to agree that LG is still selling phones, but compared to how they used to sell before, now they don't sell that like that anymore. Number 5, that's the last choice I could give, is the Razer 2 phone. Not specifically Razer 2 phone, but Razer phone. Razer phone was best known for gaming phones, where the resolution is top notch. It's top notch. But the only reason I would say why Razer went down, because Razer is still a good phone. It is so expensive, the fact that people would not really buy that phone, because customers are smart enough to know that not just you don't really need to buy a Razer to upload gaming videos. You can also upload on other phones. So they stopped they stopped buying Razer phones, where at some point Razer had to actually go down when it comes to phones, because Razer phones are not meant for phones. Don't criticize me, because what I've seen so far, Razer Phone 2 is actually a really good phone. The specifications are high. It's like gaming. It's like you're legit gaming. The cameras are surreal. The RAM, my god, it's just one click and just click of a finger. I hear why the background noise? I really don't understand. Not really talking of Razer phones. Razer phones are something which people would really own when they grow up, or when they have money to actually afford it. In this case, Razer could not really allow people to buy because they're so expensive. Yes, Razer could be sold quickly if they give a really middle price. But Razer is such a good phone that they need to obviously make it into an expensive price, where at some point Razer really gets dead. But that doesn't mean Razer is actually not stopping. Razer did not stop. Razer is booming because of the headphones and the other gaming accessories which is needed. That being said, I'm going to end the video here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give a big thumbs up to this video. Smash the subscribe button. Click the notification bell. And I'm going to catch you guys later.